We are back on Morning Line. Allison Fields wetting her whistle.
Yep, that's me.
Getting ready to take more calls at 737-7587. What is it again you do to the dog? You press on the abdomen?
Palpate.
Yeah, you palpate their abdomen to look for any kind of masses.
Changes in intestinal loops.
You palpate
size
the abdomen.
Of kidneys. All kinds of things.
That's
bladders.
Cool. Bladders. You got to check. All right. Let's go to Dale. Dale, good morning. Hi, Dale.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a female Papillon. She's 8 months old, weighs 4.5 pounds. I'd like to know the pros and cons of having her spayed before she's matured.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Thanks.
So, absolutely. This is a great question. So, I would recommend that you spay her. Every heat cycle that a female dog goes through increases their chance for breast cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, all of the above. Also something called pyometra, which is a infection in the uterus, which the uterus becomes pus-filled. It's horrid. Death is the sequela if not taken out surgically, and by that point your dog is in pretty rough shape and is at much higher risk for anesthesia. There has not been a lot of, I was gonna say, I don't think this is probably 20 years ago, we would have said, oh, let's let your dog get a little bit bigger. But we are seeing there's not a lot of problems spaying young and especially even neonates. Most of the shelters will spay and neuter dogs at 12 weeks, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks old before they're adopted, so that they're not even leaving the shelter without being altered. So there's a lot of reasons why you should. I think the cons are far outweighed by the pros. I honestly can't think of any cons.
Okay, good. So it's worth doing for a lot of good reasons.
Yeah.
Not the least of which is they won't have any more puppies.
These days, we're really not as worried about overpopulation. I mean, most people. I mean, she has a Papillon. It's not getting. You know, she spent enough money on the dog that it's not running it's not roaming the streets. So we're not necessarily as concerned about overpopulation. We're more concerned about the health of your dog.
Okay. Same thing with cats, or more concerned with cats these days? That there's so many feral ones running around.
Yeah, cats, especially if they're an outdoor cat, then we're worried about population, because I'm sure we've all seen the memes on Facebook. One stray cat, one feral cat that's unaltered can produce this many babies in a year, and it's kind of staggering.
Yeah, it blows you away. You know, I was thinking, I think it was last Friday or maybe it was Saturday that Metro Animal Control went out and did a raid, and they ended up bringing in, it wasn't so much dogs and cats. They were, did you see
380 some odd
chickens,
small and guinea
quail,
pigs
and
rabbits,
lizards and rabbits. I mean, it was interesting. We don't have the more detail on exactly what the backstory was behind all this.
I saw that too.
But I mean, yeah, we see that, and of course, Animal Rescue Corps still comes and it hits these puppy mills and some of the conditions they find these dogs in and the like. It's just, it's amazing to me. It's sad. It's very sad. You still, when people want to buy dogs and get dogs and cats, you still recommend and point them to shelters and rescue dogs. Do you not? That is number one.
So my dog came from the orphanage.
She has the best dogs. The best dogs. And then, you know, her cats,
Oh, stop. You love the gammon.
It's the best big kitty there is. Gammon. But I mean, go and, you know, I always talk about this. So we've gotten almost all of ours. One of our pugs, Rocky, was one that we had gotten. We had to find a pug puppy, and we purchased that years ago. But Betty was a pug rescue.
Right.
Mashed potato, beagle juice.
Right.
All right. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is. All of mine came, 2 of my cats came from the Humane Society. One of them came from, I don't know, he was being hand raised by somebody because I don't know where he was found. Oliver, the heathen. And then Harper came from the orphanage, as we call it, or Nashville Humane Association, which is a fabulous place.
Yep. I think Metro Animal Control just called in to say they offer, what did you say, rabies clinics, 3rd Saturday of every month, where I think the shots are like $10 for your dogs. Except for January, which is, you know.
Most vets either, I think in Sumner County, a lot of the outlying counties, not necessarily Davidson County, but have, I think April is rabies clinic month in Sumner County, and so most of your clinics up there will be having discounted rabies vaccines, maybe every day or once a week on Saturdays. You just need to call and talk to them and see. A lot of them will also have specials on other vaccines as well.
Yeah, and all these vaccines, that's the thing. Finding the specials, finding the spay and neuter clinics when they can be available. Typically a spay and neuter is how much these days for a dog? How
It
much
depends. I mean, it's really, really hard to call a vet and ask how much a spay is, and then call another vet, because like our spay price includes pre-anesthetic blood work, an IV catheter, IV fluids, all of your drugs, pain medications.
Right.
You know, so ours, and anesthesia and the spay, so it includes a whole lot of things, whereas you may call another clinic and they say, well, the spay's, you know, $130.
Right.
But that doesn't include your IV catheter. It doesn't include your blood work. It doesn't include this, or this. And by the time you add all of that up, it's the same price as the guy down the street.
Right. So it's hard to tell. But
It's
I mean,
really hard. I would say that spays, you know, in a small dog are anywhere from, you know, $200 to $400, depending on, you know, blood work and all of that stuff.
All right. Let's go to, we've got a caller on line 1. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to ask you, if you have a sugar glider, how long does it usually take for the baby to come off of the sugar glider?
Huh. A baby to come off of a sugar glider?
I have no idea. I don't do exotics, and sugar gliders are one of my least favorite little bitty animals.
Now the sugar glider, just I had a friend who bought a sugar glider for his daughter. I don't think he did the research. They are cute as can be.
Oh, they're cute as they can
if
be.
If it's suited to your lifestyle, ma'am, I think that's fantastic, and you should be able to find that answer. Google it, or
there's a lot of really good exotics or pocket pet veterinarians. There's some in West Nashville. There's some in like Sumner County. There's some out in Mount Juliet. They're spread all around, and they would be a really good resource for you. Sugar gliders do need to go to the vet every once in a while, at least have an exam. And vets a lot of times do. We used to do a lot of sugar glider nail trims.
I think they're little marsupials.
They are marsupials.
And they're nocturnal. So, you know, it's got to fit your lifestyle, but they like to sleep during the day and then get up at night. So if you're not, you know, working the overnight shift or something like that.
Have them in a different room.
Different room, they'll keep you up. So they're not for everyone, but they are cute as can be. And
but they are very bonded to their person.
Yeah.
And so past that, they really don't want anything to do with you, and they yell at you. Have you heard them yell?
I've heard people tell me how they'll. Yeah. So make sure you research a sugar glider before, because you see it sometimes at these conventions and flea market or wherever. Yeah, and you look at them and they're out there. You go, oh, it's a good. And you know, research it before you snag them, because it's not for everyone. Like most animals. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but it has to fit your lifestyle. That's what it comes down to. So let's go to Joyce. Joyce, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Joyce.
I have a 13-year-old male mini schnauzer, and he's got nasal allergies, and he's had bladder surgery about 3 years ago, and he had a bladder infection about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And my question is can you tell me a good dog food for him that I can get at the grocery store?
Probably not if he had bladder. Did he have bladder? He had bladder stones?
He had bladder stones.
Yeah. So unfortunately, when we have a dog who's had bladder stones, the best thing you can do food-wise for him is to be on a prescription diet that can help prevent bladder stones. If you can, and it's kind of it's all going to equal out in the wash. The prescription food is expensive. However, the bladder surgery is expensive. So if you feed an over-the-counter food, you're going to end up having bladder surgery again. If you feed the prescription food, your chances of needing bladder surgery diminished very low. So, you know, it's which way do you want to go? Do you want to save the money on the food and just have surgery again and put your dog through the surgery and do that again in a year? Or do you want to put him on the prescription food and not have to do the surgery, and your dog doesn't have to go do that? So I know it's expensive, and the dog food companies are very proud of their products because they do work, but they are expensive. But unfortunately with bladder stones, that's really recommended route.
Meaning there are prescription dog foods, what you're saying, that it needs to be prescribed by the vet, because there's some high-end, types of over-the-counter food that, weight loss, sodium-free, whatever.
But there's different kinds of bladder stones.
Okay.
And there are different kinds of food based on what the bladder stone is, because the pH in the bladder of the urine needs to be adjusted, and so.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. But there are a lot of good over-the-counter, just general foods for the dogs.
Absolutely. But for
Rocky
a dog
loves the kangaroo blend.
Oh my God.
We've talked about this before. I know you're not a big fan, but my pugs don't have food allergies. Now there's the kangaroo blend, there's the salmon blend, and there's the lamb chop blend. I know, if you feed your dog these exotics and they start having food allergies, then it's hard to figure out what they are, because you've been giving them all these different foods.
He's going to end up spending over $100 a bag of dog food.
Wrong.
When your dog gets food allergies.
But they won't. These are pugs.
Right.
Rocky and Betty.
Pugs have food allergies?
What? No, but mine don't. They love the kangaroo. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I think
awesome. I'm so glad that you're out there spreading kangaroo.
Why do they make kangaroo
for
dog
dogs
food?
that have food allergies that we might give to help somebody?
Okay,
but
same thing with salmon, trout, trout, kangaroo.
Yes.
Ideally, just keep your dog on one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna say, just keep your dog on one dog food. No, I don't want it stabbed in my neck. Just keep your dog on one dog food.
My dog eats chicken dog food, and she's almost 4. She will eat chicken dog food until I have a reason to take her off of chicken. Period.
And you chose that at the beginning, or did she have food allergies?
No, I chose that at the beginning.
So that's all she has.
Because I don't want to spend $100 on a bag of dog food for my dog, and so I'm not going to feed her everything that's out there that the marketing companies are making so attractive.
What about Gaines burgers? They look like hamburger. Or what about Kibbles and Bits? Is there a better name than Kibbles and Bits?
Yes, Gravy Train.
Gravy Train. Oh.
You remember the commercials?
It would run into the cabinet, and the dog would run into the cabinet.
Yeah.
You know what you do? Sometimes I'll take their dog food, and I will add a little warm water, and I will make them gravy.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, and we're embarking upon what's sure to be a hot summer, and Allison's greatest hot summer treat for dogs is chicken broth in an ice cube tray. Freeze it. Give the chicken broth to the dogs.
Half water, half chicken
Half water, half so it's not too much salt. Brilliant, sheer brilliance.
It's a fabulous treat. You can also do like a bowl, a Tupperware bowl, if you'll line it with like saran wrap or something, and freeze that chicken broth water combo in a big bowl, and then you can just put it outside, and they have this just huge thing to play with and lick, and
Another healthy snack: green beans.
Yep.
Green beans.
Carrots. Dogs can also be allergic to green beans and carrots.
You're awesome. It's good seeing you.
Good seeing
We'll see you again soon.
All right.
Take a break. Programming note right after this.
Fact.